Okay, so today we're making shami kebabs. We're making chicken shami kebabs today. So what I have here is I have 1 cup of chana dal, which I've soaked overnight, as you can see, and got £1 chicken keema. You can also use 4 chicken breasts if you like, or you can also use baby chicken as well. I've got 2 potatoes, which are optional. In the spices, we have half a teaspoon of jeera powder, jeera cumin seeds, ginger, 1 tablespoon of ginger and garlic paste. We have we have 2 bay leaves, half a teaspoon of black pepper powder. We have 2 black cardamoms, and also, let me get this out for you. And then we need 2 cloves as well. And then we have a centimetre of cinnamon stick, 1.5 salt, and 1.5 teaspoons of red chili powder. We also need 1 cup of coriander leaves, and we also need 3 green chilies, which are optional if you want it a bit more spicy, and 1 small onion, but I'm going to show you that afterwards. But with these ingredients we're going to boil, so let's show you how we're going to do it. Okay, so in a pan, heat 4 to 5 cups of water. Allow that to heat, and then we're going to add all the masala that I just showed you. So we're going to add the £1 lamb keema. Add the 1 cup of chana dal. Add the 2 black cardamoms and 2 cloves. Add the 2 bay leaves. Add the centimetre of cinnamon stick and half a teaspoon of jeera. Ginger and garlic paste. Half a teaspoon of black pepper powder. 1.5 teaspoons of red chili powder. And lastly, 1.5 tablespoons of salt. And just allow that to boil for 25 to 30 minutes. Just make sure that you stir all the ingredients very well. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes, and we're just going to check how it's doing. And we are going to cook this for 25 to 30 minutes in total, but I just want to show you what it looks like so far. So carefully lift off the lid, and then we're just going to stir this. Just gently stir this. You can use full chicken in this as well, and all you do is, once it's cooked, you just discard the bones and then put the rest in the blender. You can also use chicken breasts. I probably suggest you use 4 chicken breasts with this masala that I've shown you, and then all you do is, once it's boiled and cooked, you just shred it into pieces and then put it into the blender. But I just feel that it just makes life easier just using chicken keema or lamb keema. You can use either. It's entirely up to yourself. So just continue to boil this until your chana dal is fully cooked, and so your keema is as well. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put this in a blender once it's cooled down, obviously. We're going to put it in a blender, and then I'll show you what the next step is. In the meantime, the 2 potatoes that I showed you before, let me just get it for you. I've also got that boiling away as well, and we're just going to put, this is optional. The only reason why I put this in, because shami kebabs tend to have like a bit of a dry texture, and when you're eating it, if you put potatoes in it, it'll just kind of give it a bit more of a softer feel when you actually eat it. So definitely put potatoes in. Okay, so whilst I've got the potatoes boiling in a separate pan, and also the keema and all the masala, I'll just thought I'd show you the second part of the ingredients that we're going to add in. So once the masala has cooled down, we will be adding it into a blender, blending it into a nice coarse paste. And then what we're going to do is we're going to chop 1 onion, 3 green chilies optional if you want it extra spicy, it's entirely up to yourself. And then we just need a handful of coriander leaves, and we're just going to chop them up, put it in as well once we have blended everything in. Regarding the 2 eggs, that's just for when we fry them, so I'll show you when we get to that point. So let's continue to boil the rest of the masala that we were boiling, and then I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes, and I'm just going to check if the dal has cooked. So as you can see, the water has slightly evaporated. So let's check. Ah, it's very hot. Nice. Still need some time to cook the dal yet, so just continue to cook this. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes, and we're just going to check now. Oops, very hot. Just bear with me. Okay, so as you can see, the water has nearly evaporated. So we're just going to check the dal just to make sure that it's cooked. So let's just take one out. Be careful, it's very hot. Yeah, it's cooked because it's mashing up quite easily there. And what we're going to just do, we're just going to leave the lid off, and then just cook until the water completely evaporates, because we want the masala completely dry. And then I'll tell you what the next step is. Okay, so what I did is I gave it another 5 minutes on high heat, just so that I can evaporate all the water. And as you can see, the chana dal and the keema is fully cooked. What you're going to do is you're going to allow this to cool down completely, make sure it's really cold. Once it's cold, you're going to discard all the whole spices, like the black cardamoms, the cloves, the bay leaves. You're just going to discard them. And what you're going to do is you're going to put it in the blender and grind it into a paste. So I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so the masala has now cooled down. As you can see, that's what the masala looks like. What we're going to do now is we're going to the 1 onion, small onion that I showed you, and the green chilies, we're going to blend that in the blender. And then slowly we're going to blend the masala as well in the blender as well to make a fine paste. And then we're just going to chop the coriander and then just put it in, and that's the 2 potatoes boiled, which I've just mashed up, which you're just also going to put in at the end as well. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to get the onions. In the blender. Also the green chilies. And then just going to blend that in. Okay, so that's nice and blended. So I'm just going to put that to one side. Okay, we're now going to get the mixture that we made, and we're going to also blend that in the blender as well. Just do it bit by bit how much you can fit in. I'm just going to go and blend this now. Okay, so the mixture's now all blended, as you can see. Regarding the onions and green chilies, I've also blended that and added that in as well, and also you can check the texture and what it looks like. What we're going to do now is we're going to add the coriander leaves in. And then we're also going to add the potatoes in. Once you've added all the ingredients in, just mix that in really well. And then what we're going to do, we're going to make it into patties. Okay, what I'm going to do is a bit difficult to mix it up with the spoon. So I'm just going to go with it in my hand, within my hands, and just mix it all up. Just like this. Just make sure that you mix it in thoroughly. If you've got any big potatoes in, just make sure you crush them. And then just continue to do this. Okay, so I've got myself a tray. I've got the mixture all mixed up. And I've got some oil just to put on my hands so it's a lot easier to roll out. And what I'm going to do is just put some oil on my hands. And then we're just going to take a bit of shami kebab. Just like that. And then just make it into a small patty. You can make them any size that you want. You can make them bigger, or you can just make them this size. It's entirely up to yourself. And that's all you need to do. And then just continue to do that with all the masala. Show you one more. Just like this. Make sure there's no cracks. Okay, so I've done some of the shami tikya, as you can see. I probably would advise at this stage just put them into the fridge for at least half an hour to an hour before you start frying, and that way they kind of firm up as well, so it's a bit easier to handle. I'm just going to continue to do the rest. At this point you can actually freeze them if you like. So I'm just going to continue to do the rest of the shami kebabs, and then I'll put them in the fridge and then we'll fry them. Okay, the shami kebabs are now ready. I've managed to get 18 shami kebabs. I have rolled them out like medium size, not too big or not too small. I'm just going to leave these in the fridge for about half an hour to an hour, and then we'll coat them with egg, and then we'll fry them on both sides, and I'll show you what it looks like. So we're now ready to fry. What I've done is I've just got the lamb tikki. We're just going to coat it in egg, just like that, and then we're just going to place it in the pan. And I'm just going to continue to do that with all of them. Okay, so we're just going to fry this for a few minutes on one side, and then we're going to turn it around and fry it on the other side. Okay, so we're just going to gently turn them around. Like this. And just turn this one around as well, very gently. And then just cook for another few minutes until like a golden brown colour. Okay, so as you can see, they've gone like a nice golden brown colour. So we're just going to take this out and serve this now. Okay, so the shami kebabs are now served. You can certainly have it with any spicy sauce, or I've just made green chutney. I have already uploaded the chutney recipe, so you can check that out as well. And then I've just cut some salad. So that's all ready now.